Good day. This is Daniela Ellerbeck, Legal Advisor to Freedom of Religion South Africa, commonly known as 4SA, joined by my learned colleague, Liesl Pretorius, fellow Legal Advisor to 4SA.
So this week, the controversial hate speech bill continues its way through South Africa's parliament. The bill is currently before Parliament's second house, the National Council of Provinces, or NCOP for short. And this week, the NCOP is busy hearing oral submissions from those organizations that made substantive submissions on the bill. And yesterday, the hearing started, and also the day before that, and it continues today.
So the bill is a proposed new law that wants to criminalize hate speech and send those found guilty of hate speech to jail for up to 8 years. Now, to recap, the bill proposes criminalizing hate speech, which the bill in simple language defines as an expression that 1, incites harm, 2, promotes or propagates hatred against, 3, a group of people specifically listed in the bill. And for this, you could face up to 8 years imprisonment. Now, 4SA was granted a slot during yesterday's oral submissions and used our time allocated to focus on the major problem with the bill, namely that the definitions, specifically the definitions of the elements of hate speech, are too wide. A point repeatedly made was that the bill, which aims to criminalize hate speech, fails to define what hate is.
So this results in overbroad and vague definitions. And the effect of that is that it's not hate speech that is criminalized, but speech that people hate. And there's a big difference. So, for example, hate speech will include harmful speech, but harm encompasses subjective and vague types of harm, such as emotional harm, subjective, social harm. That's a very vague concept. So, to top it all, as Daniela just said, hatred, the essential element of the crime of hate speech, is not even defined.
Yeah, I mean, Liesl, point that some of the members of the committee, some of the politicians picked up, was that if you're throwing social harm into the mix, which the bill defines as anything that undermines the social cohesion in South Africa, that could potentially include political speech. Now, a major religious freedom concern that 4SA raised was that the religious exemption clause is drafted in such a way that it actually nullifies itself or is self-defeating, because it offers so little practical protection for well-meant religious speech.
Yes, so that's definitely concerning, especially since freedom of religion is a specifically protected fundamental right. Now, turning to the way forward, the bill is not currently open for public comments. But what will happen next is that the second House of Parliament, the NCOP, will continue working through the bill and deliberating on the clauses. Now, what 4SA hopes for is that Parliament will take to heart the numerous submissions that were made on the bill, the written submissions and the oral submissions at the public hearings, especially in concerning elements such as harm, that harm should be narrowly defined, and hatred, that should be defined. Very important, as international law says, hatred should be defined robustly. We're talking about a criminal law. So we do hope that Parliament takes those proposals to heart. But in the meanwhile, we will keep monitoring the process as it develops, and we will alert you as soon as the bill opens up for public comments or if there are any other important developments. Have a good day.
Good day. This is Daniela Ellerbeck, the Legal Advisor to Freedom of Religion South Africa. Remember to like and share this video, and then click on the subscribe button to make sure you never miss our video updates on vital religious freedom issues.